No, this is not clickbait. I am gonna show you how to get 1,000 more views in one day. And I know this is possible for you because I did it with my channel, Inspire Video Marketing. At the time I first put this tactic in place, I was getting maybe 10, 20 views a day because I was just getting my channel started out and I was trying to get some traction. And this tactic was responsible for one of my very first big hits. In fact, I went from getting those 10, 20 views a day to boom, all of a sudden with one day, I got almost 2,000 views. So in the title where I said 1,000, I kind of undersold it. Now this exact same tactic is something that a lot of YouTubers have used to break out. You know, they go from trying to grow their channel, having a really hard time, and then boom, just like that, starting to get a lot of views. So you know it works. It's not just my channel, it's other channels. And in fact, this is also a tactic that a lot of the big YouTubers use to stay big. So there's definitely some secret sauce here that you've got to be paying attention to, and that if you really want to grow quickly, you should be putting in place on your channel. But the details are very important, because if you do not do this right, either A, it could actually hurt your channel, so everything I've given you in this video is important, or B, it just flat out won't work the way you want it to work and you won't get the results you're after. You've got to get the details in place, but they're actually pretty simple if you're paying attention to them and you know what to look for, and I'm going to give you all those keys throughout this video. Big YouTubers like Philip DeFranco and Janelle Eliana have used this tactic. In fact, Janelle Eliana is a perfect segue for where I'm going with this and what the tactic really is. So if you don't know much about Janelle Eliana, she absolutely blew up out of nowhere. Went from having pretty much no following and within 2 uploads had 1 million subscribers. Just like that. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about what caused that, but don't just look at it from her growth. I've got something else for you on that whole topic, but let's talk about her growth for just a second. Her channel basically rode the wave of this new trend that's kind of going up right now, which is van life, right? Van life is a big thing that's happening right now, and she just happened to come up with something unique, interesting, and different that really caught the wave, and she skyrocketed because of it, right? Now, the other part of the Janelle Eliana example is where my channel comes into play. I did a video talking about Janelle Eliana, and guess what happened? That's the video that got the big views. Now, with the keys in place that I'm gonna give you, because if you don't have those keys, again, this isn't gonna work. And if you don't do it for the right kinds of videos and ride the right kinds of trends, you could hurt your channels. And that's what the big key is, to ride trends, but you've got to do it in a very specific way if you want it to work. Leave me a comment. Let me know what trend that you're thinking about trying to ride the wave of. Okay, the first key, and probably the most important one, because literally the fate of your channel lies in the hands of this, is that the trend that you try to ride the wave on, it can't be completely unrelated. And if it is, you've got to really find a great way to tie it in with your channel. And even then, I would recommend not going too far off the deep end with it. So what I mean by that is, if your channel is about cooking, then I don't think doing something on Janelle Eliana would really make sense for you. But for me, for Inspire Video Marketing, it made perfect sense because there was all this buzz, mainly because of how quickly she blew up. Yes, the topics she was talking about in the van life and all that stuff, and living with a pet snake and all those things definitely were things people were talking about, but the big news was how quickly she grew on YouTube, which is mainly what my channel is about, how to grow on YouTube. So it really fit in with what my channel is about. So when you're picking a trend out, it cannot be just something wildly different. Sure, you could find a way to like tie it in. You could say, oh, how Janelle Eliana cooks her food, and yeah, you could maybe get some traffic from that and you might get some subscribers, but here's where the problem would come with that. Let's say you get some subscribers and they're people that happen to catch your video that were interested in checking out more about Janelle Eliana because of, you know, how quickly she grew, or the whole van life, or whatever the case may be. Well, there's going to be a very small segment of that group of people that are probably actually interested in your cooking tutorial videos, because they're just interested in all these different things, right? You're kind of hitting this mass audience of people that are interested in just how she managed to grow on YouTube, and then also an audience that's just interested in van life, and then audience that's maybe just interested in her personally. So those are like 3 audiences that might, you know, have a few people that are interested in cooking, but a lot of them might not. When all those audiences come to your channel and view your video, what's gonna happen is YouTube is gonna follow those people around, the platform, whether they subscribe to you or not. And if they subscribe to you, they're really gonna follow those people around the platform. And if you put out more videos that are not Janelle Eliana related and they have no interest in cooking, all these people that just watch this other new video of you that's talking about Janelle Eliana, how she cooks, well, they're probably not gonna click to watch your videos. And if they do, they're probably gonna bail on them very, very early. And that's gonna be harmful in two ways. Number one, your click-through rate's gonna go down, which basically means the percentage of people that see your thumbnails when they're scrolling through the YouTube feed, how many of those people are gonna click? So if you get 1 out of 100 people, that's a 1% click-through rate, which would be typically pretty terrible. And if you're getting all these people that keep seeing your new videos about how to cook spaghetti, how to cook pizza, how to cook burgers, I don't care, whatever the thing is, and it has nothing to do with Janelle Eliana, they don't really care. They're not gonna probably click those videos to watch them. And the percentage of those people that do click to watch, if they're only somewhat interested in those cooking videos, they're probably gonna leave early, and that's gonna hurt your watch time, which basically means how many minutes people are watching of your videos and your audience retention, which is what percentage of your video do they watch. So if you got a 5-minute video and they watch 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that's 50% audience retention, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if that's on average how much people watch, of view duration. So if those factors are going down, your watch time and byproducts of that are your audience retention and average view duration, and then your click-through rate, those are things that YouTube's really looking at to determine if videos are good or not. So what's gonna end up happening is YouTube's gonna think that all these videos that you're putting out probably aren't quite as good as they actually are, because they're putting those videos in front of the wrong audience. Now, sooner or later, they might find the right audience to put those videos in front of, but the point being is it's not those people. So for a while, YouTube's gonna kind of have a wrong idea of what your channel is about, and now you might not get as many views long term, and it might take a little while to turn the ship around to try to start to get the actual audience you're after. So that's why it's more important that you would find a trend for cooking that's going big right now. Whether it's some crazy new dish. I remember when the unicorn frappe was the big thing at Starbucks, right? You can make a homemade version of that, whatever the case may be, but find trends that are super related to your niche, not just that are trending in general. Okay, so now that we talked about the big death trap that you could get into of trying to ride trends that wouldn't fit, let's talk about the next big key to actually start blowing up. And this is a major, major, major one. In fact, I kind of blew it on this one a little bit with my Janelle Eliana video. I probably could have got more views than I did if I would have hit that trend earlier. And that is the big key. Hit the trend early. If you can be the first video out on that topic, there's a really good chance that you're gonna be the one that shows up on top, one of the top suggested videos, top videos in search results, all that stuff. So getting to the trend early is big, because what's gonna happen is if you're early, YouTube's gonna see you as kind of an authority on that topic, number one. And then number two, since you're one of the first videos out on that, when other people make their videos on it, guess who's gonna probably show up suggested as another video to watch after that video? Your video. But that only happens if you hit the trend early. Now, I still got a lot of that kind of traffic with my Janelle Eliana video because I happened to do it pretty early, but there was a lot of people first to the party, and I kind of dragged my feet on getting my video out to the public. So if I was smarter, I would have done so a lot more quickly, and I probably could have capitalized a lot more. Next big thing is you've got to make sure you're getting the right keywords in place. So an example of this would be for like my video. I was trying to ride the trend of this Janelle Eliana video that was going crazy, the first one. And what I tried to do is get some of the keywords that she had in her title and make sure they were in my title so I could kind of get some traffic from her videos and other people that were making videos about her. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a video. It could just be some big thing that's going on that's trending, like the unicorn frappe when that was a big thing, or Fortnite when that first started blowing up, or whatever the case may be. But you've got to make sure you're getting those right keywords and really honing into what those keywords are and paying attention that they're in your title, because if you get them in your title, there's a much better chance you're going to start showing up in search and suggested when people are looking for those videos or watching other videos that are about those topics. Next thing to pay attention to is your watch time. As I mentioned earlier, watch time and average view duration is big. Well, if you can make your video a little bit longer, typically those videos are going to perform better on YouTube. So if you can make a video that's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes long, there's a really good chance you're going to get a lot of views. That's where I did well with my Janelle Eliana video. It was one of the longer ones that came out, and because of that, I got a lot of good traction from it. Now, I'm not saying it necessarily has to be a long video. You don't want to just make a long video and drag it out. But if you can make a longer video with lots of good content, a lot of times you're going to come out on top when compared to other videos if you've got the other factors right that I'm going to give you in this video. But that being said, take your time to really think about what you're gonna put in that video so you can make sure it's compelling, it's entertaining, it's interesting, it's different, but it also really ties in with that trend, so that way you can capitalize on all fronts with the actual content. Okay, this next one's a big one, and there's two ways you can go about this. And it really just depends on if you're trying to ride the trend of a certain video or if you're just trying to ride sort of a more topical trend that doesn't really have one video that's like hitting it big, or maybe there's even a video out because you're hitting it super early. But you want to try to get your tags right. Now, YouTube themselves has said tags don't matter after the first hour of upload. That being said, in that first hour, if you can be showing up in the right spots, you can get a lot of what's called view velocity. And what that means is how many views you get in that first hour compared to your typical uploads. If you're getting a lot more views in that first hour, and also they look at the first 24 hours, then YouTube's gonna say, whoa, something's going on with this video. It's getting a lot more views than normal compared to everything else on their channel. Let's put it in front of some more people. So when you put those tags that are relevant to that topic, you have a really good chance, since the competition is gonna be low, right? There's not as many people hitting on that trend yet, and at the same time, there's a lot of people looking for what that trend is about. So you're like one of the very few, maybe even the only option by getting those tags right. So if you can get the right tags in and capitalize in that first hour, that video is gonna blow up compared to normal videos on your channel. And then because of that, YouTube's gonna show it in front of more people and more people that are looking for that topic. And then from there, you can just get astronomical results with the kinds of views you get. Now, there's two ways you would wanna go about finding these tags. I'm gonna have a tool linked in the description that I use to find tags for my video. And what that tool is called is TubeBuddy. It's must have. It's something I use literally every single day, whether I'm uploading a video or not. And with that tool, you wanna go to the video that maybe you're trying to ride the trend from. So maybe there's a video that's trending, and go to that video on YouTube. And what TubeBuddy will do is show you the exact tags they used on that video. Cool stuff, right? Well, you can take, I wouldn't say all those tags, but I would take like maybe the first half to 3/4 of those tags and put them in your video. And what that's gonna tell YouTube is, okay, these videos are about something very similar. And because of that, there's a really good chance that as someone watches that video, down below in the suggested column, there's a really good chance your video shows up next and auto plays on for a lot of people, and now your video gets played after that. Or if someone's searching for that specific video, they'll probably still show up number one, since again, they were first to the party. But if you got those tags right and you're number 2 to the party, really good chance you'll also show up number 2 in search results if you're getting all the other pieces in place that I'm gonna give you throughout the rest of this video. The other way you can go about it though is, let's say there's not a specific video you're trying to show up next to, it's just a topical trend. Well, then what you want to do is go to TubeBuddy, and they have a keyword explorer in there, and basically type into the keyword explorer what that trend is, and do it in more of a broad way where it's as few words as possible and just overall encompasses everything about the trend. So let's go back to that unicorn frappe example. You wouldn't want to go Starbucks unicorn frappe because that's a bunch of words. You'd want to just keep it as simple as possible, as few words as possible, which unicorn frappe would probably get the point across. Once you do that, then it will give you the most used tags, and from that you can take those tags and put those in your videos. So that's another way to kind of ride the wave on the trend with your tags when it's more of a broad topic and there's really not one certain video you're trying to capitalize on, or if there's just no one else doing those videos quite yet. Next big key is, if there's a video that's trending that you're trying to capitalize on and show up as suggested for and ride the wave of that topic, like I did with the Janelle Eliana video, what you would want to do is look at the words that they have in their description, and you want to kind of try to pick out some of the words from the description that you can use in your description. So I gave you the example before of how you'd want to do that with your title. Well, you'd want to do that with your title, your tags, and the description. So Janelle Eliana, in her videos, she did van tour, which was kind of a trending topic. She put that in her title, it was in her tags, and it was in her description. Guess what else I had in my title, tags, and description? Van tour. It's key that you get those little things in so these relationships can kind of be made between the two videos. And then there were some other things she mentions in her description, but I made sure I put as much as I could in. In fact, I exact quoted certain things from her description. So I literally would say, she said this, quote, in her description, and then I would end the quote. So that way there's sort of this metadata relationship between the two videos and a better chance I can show up next to hers. Now, I'm not saying you have to go that crazy, but the more words you can get in that are very similar and sort of little catchphrases and keywords that are important to the topic and the trending video, the better off you're gonna be. The next couple things are probably the most important things that YouTube's really gonna look at. So far I've talked about optimization things in terms of more like keywords, and those are very important so YouTube knows what your video is was about. But YouTube is really gonna determine the quality of your video based on a couple of things, which we kind of mentioned earlier, but I didn't really go over how to optimize them. The keys are your click-through rate and your watch time. So with your click-through rate, your thumbnail and your title are gonna play a major factor in that. And when I say the title, I don't mean just having the keywords in, I mean how clickable is it? So for me, my title was Janelle Eliana Vantour, how did she really get 1 million subscribers? So it kind of was like, okay, is he, gonna break this down? How did she actually get those subscribers? Was it fake because there was all this controversy if she got those subscribers bought, or she was an industry plant? There's all this stuff going on around it. And I was able to kind of capitalize on that thought process a lot of people were having. More about the thumbnail in a second. But then the other thing I had to make sure that I got right was the watch time, right? How I presented the video, and the topic is a big thing that really ties in with that as well. Well, if you want to know more about how to really improve those titles and thumbnails for more click-through rate, get higher watch time, and get that topic right, and present your video in a way where people will watch a lot of the videos so you can get that watch time, check out this video I have for you right here. And in that video, I give you secrets on how to make better thumbnails, better titles, and get higher watch time. And it all revolves around one big key, and I really break that down in that video. If this video helped, be sure you subscribe, click that bell icon to catch all newest videos, hit that like button if this video helped you out, and I will see you in that video next.